FIFA 22 is right around the corner, so why not pre-order your coins as well? You can pre-order them on buyfifacoins.com or just buy yourself some FIFA 21 coins. They're as cheap as they will ever be this year. Just make sure to use code JAMES at checkout to get yourself a cheeky discount. How's it going, guys? It's James here, and welcome to a little bit of a different video because FIFA 22 isn't out yet, but here is going to be my predictions for a BPL like 10k starter squad. So I think any player that is over 5k or predicted to be over 5k at the start of the game doesn't count because it's just going to be too expensive. We're not going to have those coins. This is like a team that you can make within easily the first few days of opening your new copy of FIFA 22. We're going to be doing the BPL today. Well, it's not even the BPL, is it? The EPL today. And if you guys like it, make sure to leave a like and comment down below with what league you want me to have a look at next. Obviously, this is the one that I'm the most familiar with, being native to the country, with like obviously familiar with the most transfers, etc. But if you force me to, I will have to go do some research and find out what sort of hidden gems we can find in other teams. So, without further ado, we'll start off with the goalkeeper. So, in the game at the moment, Alphonse Areola plays for Fulham. He went back to PSG, but he has been loaned out again to West Ham. He's a very, very solid goalkeeper this year. He is probably one of the only rare gold cards that we've got in this current squad. He's very, very good. I think the goalkeeper position at the start of the game isn't usually that expensive because you've got a lot of options. He doesn't really make that much of a difference to your overall team. Like, just having a decent goalie is good enough. I think Areola will be a goalkeeper that if you get a hold of him, you can probably hold on to him for at least a good few months before needing to replace him and upgrade him with one of the premium goalkeepers from the Prem, like, for example, Edison or Alisson, or even like the smaller upgrades like Bernd Leno or Kasper Schmeichel. At right back, we've got another saucy player. It is Fredericks. He is another rare gold, but he's very cheap. He's pretty much being the base because other than his pace, his stats aren't amazing. But at right back, really, pace is all you need. He is, I don't really know. I'm going to double check actually. So even at the start of the year on release, this man was only going for 2,100 coins or there or thereabouts at the start of FIFA 21. So I don't imagine that he's going to be, you know, much more expensive on the release of this year as well. So I think that's a pretty solid one. The other ones which are good, like Bellerin's moved to Real Betis, so he's no longer in the Premier League. There are some other decent right backs, but he's the one with the most pace out of the like B tier or cheap starter squad right backs, in my opinion. And then we move on to the first centre back. It is Mason Holgate, a non-rare gold card, 3-star, 3-star, pretty solid, medium, whatever. But his defensive stats are pretty good, and he has got a bit of pace about him in this game. I think he probably should get maybe a minor upgrade to 78 or 79 next year. I don't think he'll be a rare gold card. But, you know, these defensive stats are pretty good in a starter centre-back. You don't really need too much more than 70 plus pace and then 75 plus defending and then even some physical to go along with it. With the use of chem styles as well, if you stick a shadow on in this guy, for example, he'll be up to what? 85 pace and then 90 something or like 90 defending or close enough. Like, it's a very, very usable centre-back for the start of the game. He's also 6 foot, so it's not the shortest. I think next year as well, they are implementing a penalty to defensive positioning if you start playing fullbacks that centre-back. So hopefully we see the death of that meta and it will have to be centre-backs that centre-back only. Just as well, I've gone for the 4-3-3 formation because I think that's one of the ones that the Premier League favours the most. But obviously, if you have a different formation, there'll be different players. It's just you do all of them, right? The second centre-back is Tanganga, another very solid centre-back from Spurs, non-rare silver player this time. But he is also probably going to get a decent upgrade, maybe to 74, 75. He's played very well so far this year. 70 plus pace again, and close to 75 defending and physical. Again, the stamina might be a bit more of an issue at the start of the year compared to the end. He is lacking a bit in some acceleration, but defensively, again, just a very solid all-round player. Next to him as well, we've got a new transfer, the first official transfer of this set of players, and it is Nuno Tavares, who has just signed for Arsenal at left back, and this probably will get upgraded. He might still be a 74 rated rare silver, but he may squeeze into the gold category next year because he will be playing in the EPL. Although having said that, La Liga NOS is now part of the top 5 leagues. But he's got bundles of pace for a fullback. I think he's going to be very, very cheap, probably slide a little bit under the radar because he's obviously new. But then he's also got decent defense and decent physical for a fullback as well. But dribbling wise, he's also very, very strong. 3-star skill moves and 4-star weak foot. Very nice indeed. Bissouma is one of the first midfielders. Again, a very cheap, like 75 bare bones non-rare gold. He's also played very, very well this season so far. Just all round very solid stats, like 70s or thereabouts in all categories. Very well rounded is all you need to look for really in like a box-to-box centre mid. Obviously the stamina and stuff is not going to be the greatest compared to the cards we have now, but he's also 4-star skills. 3-star weak foot could be better, but the 4-star skills is extremely useful for players at the start of the game where their defenders are not going to be as good and not going to be able to cope with the turn of pace and skill moves of some of the faster forwards that you might have. On to the next one. It is another transferred player. It is Joe Willock, who has confirmed move to Newcastle. Obviously, we've got his player of the month in at the moment as a showcase. But again, a very well-rounded card. Should be getting a saucy upgrade. Probably, if he plays and continues to play the way he finished off last season, should be getting a few informs. I mean, he managed to take a player of the month at the end of the year, so he should be performing very, very well. I mean, these stats are obviously not representative of his base card. They'll probably be a bit lower. But again, just a very well-rounded card and definitely going to be useful for a starter squad day one. On to the next one, and we've got Oxlade-Chamberlain, another one which people sleep on a lot. He's got a 79 rated base card in this current FIFA. He's probably one of the more expensive ones because he plays for Liverpool, and he's obviously an English Prem player, which bumps the price up somewhat. But again, just very well-rounded stats, and that's what I look for in centre midfielders. I don't, because obviously they're not CDMs, they're not cams, they're all playing centre mids in a 4-3-3 flat. They just need to be able to get up and down the pitch and come back when necessary, and sort of a fluid rotation of the midfield. Up top, we've got another transfer player, Buendia. We've got his team of the season card in here, but he has obviously gone to Aston Villa. I think he'll be a non-rare gold card at the start of next year. He won't be as fast as this, anywhere near as fast as this, but he'll still be a very, very usable card, IMO. I think he should be able to do a decent job until you can afford those better players like you've got Adama Traore, who even though he's not very high rated, was a whopping 30k at the start of last season due to his popularity and his pace. And then alongside them, you've got the other top tiers like Mo Salah, etc. of course. But Buendia, I think, at the start of next year should be very, very solid. And we'll get strong links to players like Ollie Watkins, who I think is also going to be a very good starter striker, although I think his price will probably be a bit higher than the man that we've got in, which is going to be transferred on loan Hwang Hee-chan. He may or may not get another once to watch. He did get one last year, but he didn't get any special cards, performance-based ones anyway. This is his birthday card, of course, that we've got in here. And pace. The name of the game for forwards is pace, really. And I believe his base card has got 93 pace. So he's not going to, there's no reason for him to be downgraded. I think he's still quite young. Yeah, exactly. So, and he's got 5-star weak foot as well as 3-star skill moves. Although I don't think his base card has 5-star weak foot. I'm pretty sure it might just be a 3-star because this is the foot birthday version. But he's going to be very, very fast, and as a forward, that's all you really need to do to get him in behind. He's on loan to Wolves, so again, he's got a strong link to Adama Traore and Trincao and all the other Ruben Neves, the midfielders. A lot of Wolves players. One of the only non-Portuguese Wolves players, in fact. But he is going to be pretty cheap, I think, as a normal rare gold card, and should be quite affordable when the game comes out. Finally, at left wing, we've got Demirite Gray. Just moved to Everton. His base card, I think, is hovering around 87 pace. As a left forward, English in the Prem. Obviously just got back to Everton. Playing very well. He's already scored this season. It's just a stellar card. He did have a card in FIFA 21 at Leicester City, but then he went off to Bayer Leverkusen relatively quickly after that came out. I mean, again, a very solid card. 4-star, 4-star. You can't fault it. On the bench, we've got some honourable mentions. Another transfer to Aston Villa, Leon Bailey. I believe his base card is a left mid. He might get another right mid card or if inform or so throughout the season. We'll have to see how it goes. For a slightly cheaper fullback, you can go for Junior Firpo, who's just moved to Leeds from Barcelona. Again, solid pace with 83 and good otherwise like all-round stats with the defensiveness, the physicality and the dribbling. Harvey Barnes I've chucked in there just because he's a boy from Leicester. His base card could be a cam or a left mid next year. He's probably going to be more expensive than the rest because I think he's going to get a decent upgrade to rating. He might be 81, 82 compared to a 79 base rated card this year. So it might just bump up his price range a little bit past the point of what I would be comfortable considering an actual starter squad. And I think realistically this team will cost around 10 to 15,000 coins. I don't think it should be much more expensive on day one with a lot of these like, you know, normal cards, silver cards, or like non-rare gold cards going in. But what we might do is do an updated video of this team in FIFA 22 when it comes out and say, you know, what the actual price of it was. Are there any players that are actually better or appear to be more meta? Like Nick Pope wasn't as good in FIFA 20, but this year he's just become the monster and that's pushed his price up a lot. And he's obviously just the sought-after player in goal. Well, there might be some players like that in midfield and at the forward section. Another notable mention like that is Allen in the midfield, 83 rated, but it was like 50k, or Richarlison, 81 rated, was also like 35, 50k. So we'll do an updated video later on, but if you have enjoyed this kind of video, make sure to let me know down in the comments, subscribe, and let me know what kind of league you want to see me do next. There will have to be some research because I'm not going to be as brushed up on it as I am with the Prem. But I hope you guys have enjoyed it, and we'll catch you guys next time. Peace.